Good evening once again. I'm CJ Sunner coming to you live from Geisman Gymnasium alongside my partner Gledhill. Action on a Thursday night, 3 nights in a row here inside Geisman Gymnasium. We're excited to bring you CUC women's basketball action as they take on the Marian University Sabres tonight. CUC coming into tonight 5-13 overall, 4-9 in the NACC. The Marian University Sabres coming in 3-14 overall, 3-10 in the NACC. Marian took this matchup earlier this season in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. CUC looking to return the favor here tonight as I welcome in my partner Carter Gledhill. You ready for night 3 in a row?
Here we go. It's going to be a good one.
Cougars looking to avenge an earlier loss on Tuesday night where they took on and really just ran into a buzzsaw in the Edgewood College Eagles.
Yeah, it was just a roadblock right there. Eagles came in, powerful offense, and that's why they're ranked so high in the conference. It was a struggle. Ended up losing the game 59-73. But, Cougars coming back tonight with another great opportunity to get back in the driver's seat and end a 3-game lose streak.
Cougars are still well alive in the playoff chase, but these games become more and more critical here down the stretch as they sit out on the outside looking in coming into tonight. CUC is led offensively by Tara Hastings with a 15.1 points per game average, but it was Bailey Steinkamp that came alive in the game against Edgewood.
And, it's kind of weird. We've seen her. She flourished over break when they were in Maryland for their basketball tournament, and then she kind of dipped off, and now she's kind of resurged. So it's nice to see that she's found her stroke in her shooting shot a little bit more, and she's going to be more involved in the offense coming up now. And
the other one we talk about when you talk about this Cougar team is, besides Hastings, is Charisma Robinson. Her ability to rebound and her ability to create and force turnovers is a big key for the CUC team.
Yeah, the CIT all-tournament selection has been fantastic for the Cougars throughout the year. And really, the dynamic duo in the freshman court, like when it comes to Hastings, she's been fantastic. She's been averaging almost 3 steals a game, and that's awesome because we mentioned it last night when we were talking about Dwayne Byrne Jr. The steals play a critical role in a game because you get your team in a momentum swing, and it takes possessions away from your opponent, and it can lead to big plays on your end of the court.
On the Marian side, a team that only averages 51.4 points per game. They're led offensively by Claire Lewandowski, who comes in averaging 8 points per game. She shoots 31% from the field. This is one of those games, Carter. Both teams have had their own struggles. How are you a team that brings the energy when it could be a smaller crowd tonight, a Thursday night, and you need to bring the energy?
Well, you mentioned earlier that they're still in the playoff hunt, and from a team that we've seen that's so young right now and has had so many heartbreaking losses, but really a lot of growing pains, if you want to call it that, they still have a great opportunity ahead of them to get into the chase for the NACC playoffs. So, look, coming into this game, you got to be amped up because if you're not playing as 100% as you can right now, you might as well just kiss your season goodbye when it comes to the end.
CUC, as we were saying, on the outside looking in, looking to pick up a big win here against the Sabres at home tonight. CUC on the season is 1-5 here inside Geisman. They need to pick up a couple wins here to get back to 500 at home, which is something that they've taken pride in over the last few years. Tara Hastings against this Marian team last time out dropped 26, which was her season high until she scored 29 against Ann Arbor. So a little confidence in your home gym. I think she's kind of the X factor that has to get going, and she'll fuel this Cougar offense tonight.
And you saw it if you watched some of the CIT games that we had. The first game she played against CU Wisconsin, she really was just off. She had single-digit points for the first time in a very long time throughout this season, and partially because she wasn't finding her shot or getting the quality shots we've seen her teammates set her up for throughout the year. But against Ann Arbor, it took a little struggle in the first quarter, but she ended the game with 29 points, and that's fantastic as a freshman and playing in a really packed Geisman as we saw.
Well, and part of that for her is understanding, and this whole Cougar team, when she's the one that you're kind of keen on and teams are keen on defensively, they see it in film. And it's everybody else, when you talk about a Bailey Steinkamp stepping up, a Charisma Robinson stepping up, an Anna Correa, Michaela Thornton, when you look at some of the primary scorers, they're the players that are going to have to step up for this Cougar team to be able to go.
And I think another person that you forgot to mention that's really stepped up and been kind of like an underdog in the Cougars team is Jaylene. She's been absolutely fantastic from behind the arc on this season, and she's going to be needing to do that again. She is 42%. She's 38% from behind the three-point line this year, and she's been fantastic when it's come down to clutch shots. She was 3 of 4 in the game against Ann Arbor, and she almost won the game with a three-pointer. So, again, it's one of those players that you just got to keep getting going, especially with Hastings going to get defended well tonight.
Just over a minute and a half till we get things started here at Geisman. Marian comes into tonight's game looking to end a 4-game skid, but they have found it a hard place to play here inside Geisman. CUC is 7-2 against Marian here inside the Geisman Gymnasium since 2006. On Tuesday, the Sabres last played where they fell to Aurora despite 13 points from Claire Lewandowski and 11 from Carly Wilson. Lewandowski, a 5A guard, leads the Sabres this season in scoring offensively. As a team this season, this Sabres team shoots 30.3% from the floor. And I think a team that plays a little bit slower and doesn't force a lot of turnovers this season plays well into the Cougar hand. I know they lost the earlier season matchup, but it's a much different Cougar team that we're talking about now versus the last time these two teams played back on November 23rd.
And during that stretch where they did lose to Marian, they ended up losing another 4 games before they picked up their first win in Maryland against St. Mary's in the game again over their winter break. So it's a mature team. We talked about it since the beginning of the year. It's going to be a team that goes through a lot of growing pains because there are so many freshmen that play. But they're in a great opportunity tonight because they are a very, very aggressive defensive team.
National anthem time here at Geisman, followed by our starting lineups. We'll turn it over to public address announcer Jim Egan for the national anthem and your starting lineups. We'll get everything reset for you when we return. You're watching Cougar basketball on the Cougar Sports Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Geisman Gymnasium for tonight's Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference women's basketball matchup between the Sabres of Marian University and the Cougars of Concordia University, Chicago. Let's meet tonight's starters. First for the Sabres. At forward, a 5'8" senior from Greendale, Wisconsin, number 1, Carly Wilson. At guard, a 5'4" senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 3, Brianna Porte. At guard, a 5'4" freshman from Sheridan, number 12, Emerson Holman. At guard, a 5'8" freshman from New Berlin, Wisconsin, number 14, Claire Lewandowski. And at guard, a 5'6" senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 20, Morgan Johnson. The assistant coach is Katie Golomsky, and the head coach of the Sabres is Christine Keller. And now, here are the starters for your Concordia Chicago Cougars. At forward, a 5'10" senior from Anaheim, California, number 3, Annika Ray. At forward, a 5'9" freshman from Naperville, number 1, Charisma Robinson.
Back inside Guys Gymnasium. Once again, I'm CJ Sullner with my partner Carter Gledhill, resetting your starting lineups for tonight for the Sabres. Wilson, Horton, Tyson, Lewandowski, and Johnson. For the Cougars, it's Robinson, Hastings, Ray, Steinkamp, and Thornton. Glad you could join us here. Cougar basketball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of Concordia University Chicago athletics. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park has you covered. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Cougars in the home white uniforms with gold numbers and black trim. They will go right to left and control the opening tip. Marian will be going left to right in the away blues with white numbers and black trim. 40 minutes of basketball scheduled here in the NACC tonight between the Cougars and Sabres. Annika Ray takes the first shot of the night, and it's off the mark. This is a game for CUC. You'd like to see them come out early and get kind of rolling and kind of – you want a hot start in any game, but tonight I think that's especially important.
It's especially important, too, because you're coming back into your home team, and you got to get going because Cougars are leading the NACC right now in 12.3 steals a game on the defensive side. And something that the Sabres have really struggled with is the turnover margin, about 22 a game. That's almost near last in the NACC, so it's something the Cougars take advantage of.
And that will be an offensive shot clock violation. Good defense to start for CUC right there. Just under a minute in here from Geisman. Glad you could join us here. I'd like to thank our fantastic crew behind the scenes, Shelby Spitz, your producer, Kelly Goody, Julie Spitelli, and Ryan McGee operating all the cameras. It'll be to Hastings on the left wing, averages 15.1 points per game this season for CUC. It'll be Ray queuing up a three, and she buries it for the opening points of the night.
You see a great play there, though. Thornton coming through, and Ray using her as a kind of a ball screen and getting the open look. Great shot.
Ray comes into tonight averaging 4.7 points per game. That three's off the mark and into the hands of Hastings. But you had the great stat, her being tied for the shortest person at the CIT. It's always amazing when a 5'3" guard can come down with as many rebounds as she does, as Bailey Steinkamp puts it up and in.
And not even the rebounds that she gets, too, is the damage she's done on the offensive side in general as a freshman. And I think that sometimes goes unnoticed until she's proven herself, as she's done it countless times throughout the season.
And at this point, she's got to be almost a shoo-in for the conference freshman of the year.
She's fourth right now in the NACC with points per game, and she's been fantastic throughout. And I think she's demonstrated plenty of times that if you're gonna want to beat the Cougars, you're gonna have to shut down Hastings for the next 4 years.
Pump fake from Thornton and across now to Steinkamp. Steinkamp to the rim. Layup is good. Good start for Bailey Steinkamp. She has 4.
And you see there, she's just being quick, and that's what makes her such a good guard, is she can pull the trigger very fast from behind the arc, but also, too, she's very quick off a screen and can get into the lane very fast.
As that one's tipped out of bounds, it'll stay with the Sabres. Now, the Sabres side, they come in averaging 51.4 points per game, shoot 30% from the floor. They give up 71. They are a team that's minus 5.6 in the turnover margin per game. So that's a big key for CUC as a team that loves to force the turnovers. And on cue, Hastings comes away with one there, and she'll convert it into 2 points.
And you can see already Coach Martin is just really being aggressive. You see they're already picking up everybody at half court, but then they're going to go to immediate trap anytime they can if you get towards the sideline.
3 hoisted up and in and out, no good. Out of the hands of Carly Wilson. Offensive board, and we have a foul on the floor. It will be on number 3, Annika Ray, her first personal, first team foul of the quarter for CUC. Inbound here for the Sabres, working with under 20 to shoot now. It'll be Horton to set up the offense at the top, picked up. Robinson nearly coming away with the steal there. And they're going to get a travel on Carly Wilson as she wanted to go baseline.
And you can see there Thornton coming out really fast, closing out there, and only giving her the baseline. And even with that, she's forcing her out of bounds, so there was really nothing there for Wilson.
Cougars with the 9-2 advantage here in the early goings. Swung now left side Thornton. The They'll run Hastings off a screen. Now flip it to Ray inside. Great play design, and Ray gets a layup.
And you see there, the Sabres knew the play was going to Hastings as they already set up a double screen coming around. But again, Coach Martin, knowing that, she has Ray slip into the lane for an easy check down pass for the layup.
Ray with 5 points, already above her season average, as that three is off the mark, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's in the hands of Michaela Thornton. Give Thornton credit here in the early going. She has 3 assists already. Robinson wants to drive, kicks. Steinkamp for 3, off front iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Robinson will run it down. That'll be Ray left wide open for 3, and that comes up short. Gets her own offensive board to continue the possession, but it's the hands of Morgan Johnson who takes it away. CUC coming out firing, 5 of 8 here, shooting early. Marian 1 of 4. Jumper from 15 feet, just catches front iron. It's CUC ball. Thornton hands it off to Ray, trying to go through traffic, and she got fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And you mentioned it, the aggressiveness and the energy that they're playing with right now. And that's something that they've been missing at times throughout the game. But you can see here, they always come out to a strong start, and they're making a huge impact right now with the 11-2 run they're on.
Jaylene Wade into the game for CUC. On the Marian side is number 31, Whitney Jackson, and number 33, Cheyenne Glorfield, the junior out of Marcine, Idaho. First free throw is up and good for Annika Ray with 6 points here in the first quarter already. Second free throw is good as well. And another substitution on the CUC side is Megan Long into the game. Annika Ray with 7 points. Needed somebody. We talked about other people besides Hastings need to get consistently scoring. Annika Ray showing up right away.
And it's the senior leadership that we see out of her that brings so much to the offense, because many times in close games we've seen the team kind of fall apart, but she's really been a stabilizer as once they hit the halfway mark in the season.
Jumper off the mark, no good. Megan Long, and they're going to get her for the carry on the near side. Referees for tonight's contest, as assigned by the NACC, Kenneth Williams, Rachel Stackhouse, and John Caleo. Third game in a row.
It's all right, no worries.
Coming up on the midway point is that one swatted away by Robinson and out of bounds. 20 to shoot here for the Sabres, first block of the day on the CUC side. And that's something we haven't seen a lot out of this Cougar team in terms of blocks this season, especially when you lost someone in Jada Dixon to an injury earlier this season when she was averaging almost 3.5 blocks a game.
And it's not so much the blocks that they make up for it with the steals, because they're just so quick. And like you mentioned, with the loss to Dixon at the beginning of the year, you don't have the size you do, so just use your speed to your advantage.
CUC trying to build on an opening 13-2 run here as a strong left hand for Charisma Robinson, and she has her first basket of the night.
And that's one thing that she does so well, is because she shoots the ball very well from the corners, better than a lot of the people on the team, but she also is quick and drives in the baseline and is always ready for the contact, as you can see on the layup too.
Well, a big thing for her going forward is just being decisive. When she makes that decision right away, somebody coming out on her needs to break down and have very quick feet to be able to stop her.
And that's the one thing that we see sometimes with the Cougars, is that they often doubt themselves sometimes when they get the ball in open spots.
Offensive foul called against the Sabres on a charges. A shoulder was laid into Hastings by Whitney Jackson, her first personal. And we'll see Kayla Kohler make her debut tonight, the 5'9" senior from Belvedere, Illinois. Wade to run the point. CUC out on a 10-0 run, on a 15-2 run to open this game so far tonight. It's Long, got cut off by Jackson. Now it's Ludwig across. A lot of players getting involved here early. Long for 3. It comes up short. CUC 1 for 4 from downtown thus far. Marian 1 of 8 from the field here in the opening 6+ minutes. They're 0 for 4 from 3. CUC has played stellar defense in the early goings. Now under 10 to shoot. They forced one shot clock violation already. Drive left side, shot, and a foul will result in free throws for number 34, Paris Harris. This 5'11 sophomore from Hammond, Indiana. It'll be Maddie McGrath into the game for CUC for the first time tonight. Into the game for the Sabres, you'll see Carly Wilson return. Also returning is number 3, Brianna Horton. 2 free throws coming here for Paris Harris, the sophomore. Harris on the season, a 74% free throw shooter. Second free throw is up and good. Ends a 10-0 CUC run. Ludwig has it at the top. Now to Wade. They'll run Ludwig off a screen. Hesitates, wants to drive, kicks. Wade will step into a 3 from the left wing, and it's good.
And there you go. You just see Wade getting set up in the shot right outside of the left on the three-point line, and she's been so good from behind the arc this year. And just a great quick shooter for when you need a burst of energy from Coach Martin.
And she's been stellar off the bench all year for CUC. Under 15 to shoot here for the Sabres. Underneath and is stolen away, this time in the hands of Kayla Kohler. The 5th Marian turnover here in the opening quarter. Wade will back it out and set up the offense with 20. Ball swung now Ludwig. Wanted to drive, it's to Kohler. She'll take a 3 and she'll knock it down. 21 points in the opening quarter here for the Cougars. And if you're Coach Martin, you couldn't have drawn it up any better than this.
But you mentioned in the beginning of the pregame show that Marian and CUC play 2 totally different styles of basketball. And right now we're seeing the more energetic and aggressive Cougars absolutely wipe out the game plan that Marian's tried to set up.
Turnover as Paris Harris shuffled her feet. You'll see Crystal Kaur come into the game for the first time tonight. And we have a timeout on the floor taken by the Marian Sabres. It's a 30-second timeout. Cougar basketball is brought to you in part by Lutheran Public Radio. Listen to sacred music anytime, anywhere at lutheranpublicradio.org or on the LPR app. CUC had a good opening quarter when they played Alverno a couple weeks ago. They are already at 21 points this quarter. They knocked down another shot, Carter. That'll be the best quarter that they've had at any point this season.
And credit to them for being so feisty coming out here. But the other thing, too, they've been taking really good quality shots. They haven't been rushing it at all, and they've been really working the offense, and that's something that they've struggled with sometimes throughout the year, is when they don't get the shots that they want off the plays, they'll just try to make a motion offense or make one quick move on a one-on-one. But they're running the offense really well tonight, and you can see on the scoreboard why it's paying off.
We're coming out of the timeout here at Geisman. Glad you could join us here with my partner Carter Gledhill. I'm CJ Sellner. 2:01 remaining here in the first quarter. It'll be Cougar ball coming out of the timeout, leading 21-4. And you mentioned how we came out with the energy, and it's differentiating styles. But this Cougar offense, you've seen a lot of moving bodies. When this offense has struggled this season, you've seen them get a little stagnant off the ball. This is the most off-ball movement we've seen all year.
And it's ball screens away, and it's just backdoor cuts and opportunities like that shot even from McGrath. That was a great look, but it was all created because someone else was moving away to distract the defender.
93 seconds remaining here in our opening quarter here from Geisman Gymnasium in River Forest, Illinois. CUC on an 18-4 run over the last 7-13. They came out firing here, and a big 3 knocked down there by Paris Harris.
And you just see Harris there taking him one step back, clearing more room from core, and that's something that's going to try to get your team going there, and that was a desperate basket there for the Sabres.
Sabres trailing by 14. Came into tonight looking for the season sweep of CUC. It's Wade with another good look. It's too strong. Fight for the rebound. Ludwig had it initially, but it will end up in the hands of Carly Wilson. CUC getting back under a minute to go in the first quarter. 3 hoisted up and off the mark, and it will go harmlessly out of bounds, and it'll be Cougar ball. Destiny Dye coming in for the first time tonight for CUC. The 5'8 freshman from Danville, Illinois. Charisma Robinson returning as well. Coach Robinson, might be a coach one day, not yet. But Coach Martin going deep into this bench here in the first quarter.
And it shows that she's trusting a lot of these younger players off the bench, but most of her bench players too, because you've seen the growth all around this team from the struggles that they've had early on.
Ludwig has it, wants to go baseline, right-hand layup, too strong. Under 30 seconds, shot clock turned off. Marian can take the last shot of the quarter if they want it. Charisma Robinson poked that one out of bounds. CUC will be back in action on Saturday afternoon. We have our first double header here in action on Saturday as the Cougars welcome the Raiders of MSOE to Geisman. Carter and I will have the call, and that's a 5-second violation. Marian 2 of 10 here in the opening quarter. That's 7 turnovers that the CUC Cougars have forced. CUC comes into today forcing 22.9 turnovers a game. They're plus 4.2 in the turnover margin. Marian, as we said in the early goings, minus 5.3. So CUC taking advantage of that. The Cougars will take the last shot of the quarter. Robinson has it with the head of steam. It was poked away, and it will stay Cougar ball. 7.2 on the game clock here at Geisman. Robinson to inbound. It'll be to Michaela Tilton. Now McGrath for 3. Comes up short, and that should take us to quarter, and it will. Cougars come out firing in the opening quarter. They shoot 50%, 8 of 16. They lead this one 21-7 behind 7 Annika Ray points in the opening quarter. We'll take a quick break, get you set up for the second quarter in just a few moments. Close or far, Chicago Motor Coach has their group transportation needs covered. Chicago Motor Coach is proud to be the official transportation provider of CUC Athletics. And at quarter one, we'll take a quick break, get you set up for quarter number 2 in just a few moments. Back inside Geisman Gymnasium once again, I'm CJ Sunner, along with my fantastic crew behind the scenes tonight. Your producer, Shelby Spitz. Your camera operators, Ryan McGee, Julius Patelli, and Kelly Goody. Looking for a place to relax following a big Cougar win? Doc Ryan's on Madison Street has all your post-game needs covered. It'll be Marian Ball coming out of the timeout. CUC, as far as first quarters go, couldn't ask for much more, Carter.
That was one of the best first quarters we've seen them play all year. They took quality shots. They went 8 for 16 from the field, and they went 3 for 9 from behind the arc. All around a great first quarter.
3 well off the mark for the Sabres. Fight for the loose ball, and it'll be in the hands of Maddie McGrath. Now ahead, Robinson. Eurostep. Layup good.
That was fancy right there from Robinson, but you can see why they're so good in transition. They already had 2 people going up court for an outlet, and just a fantastic move by Robinson.
You can't guard that.
No, you can't.
Underneath, it swung around. Now 15 to shoot here for the Sabres. And it will go off the fingertips and out of bounds of Claire Lewandowski, the 5'8 freshman from New Berlin, Wisconsin. 23-7 CUC leads this one. Now the challenge for this Cougar team is, and it's kind of been this season, you'll have these very successful stretches, but now consistently doing it for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's just sustaining the momentum that you have.
As that 3's off the mark. CUC continues the possession. McGrath will get tied up. And possession would actually be with CUC. I was good. Table had the arrow backwards. Marian got it just 59 seconds ago of game time. So 20 to shoot for CUC, 9:01 remaining here in our second quarter. Annika Ray coming out with 7 first quarter points. In total, 6 different Cougars have scored already tonight, and it'll be out of bounds to the Sabres. Paris Harris has 5 of the 7 Sabres points so far tonight. Johnson has the other. Underneath, good in transition, shot too strong, and they're going to get a foul called. Charisma Robinson got bonked on the head by Morgan Johnson. That'll be her first personal foul. Is that a correct announcer's term, bonked?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was good vocabulary.
Break out your thesaurus for that one.
Yeah.
Maddie McGrath takes a seat for the moment being for CUC. Bailey Steinkamp back in the game. She made a couple nice moves in the early goings, creating some space. Kind of like Robinson, when she makes a decisive decision early, she can get to the hoop.
And it's just these young players not doubting themselves and just going in for big plays.
Shot well off the mark by Annika Ray, and out of bounds, it'll be Marian Ball. CUC shot 50% in that opening quarter, 3 of 9 from 3. Marian was 2 of 10 in the first quarter. They're 0 of 2 here in the second quarter. As Robinson knocks that one out of bounds, she might have jammed her finger a little bit. Megan Long into the lineup, replacing Destiny Dye. It'll be Wilson to inbound right in front of the Cougar bench. Cougars look to trap. Marian breaks it. Now they'll back it out and reset with 17 to shoot. Cougars playing the zone, doing a lot of doubling on the basketball. That shot ends up as a pass, and it'll be Holdeman that will be able to put it away. Hastings wants to drive baseline, kicks. Ray hesitates, wants to drive. Tough shot with a right hand, no good. She had that opportunity to kick. Long was sitting at the top of the key.
She did, and that may have been one more pass that you could have had, but I still think that was a good take by Ray.
Inside, Paris Harris with the right hand. And Coach Martin wants a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout on the floor. 23-11 your score here at Geisman. 7:31 remaining in our second quarter. Paris Harris with 7 points here for the Sabres. They've been able to claw back within 12. CUC's led by as many as 17 already in the game tonight. We'll get you some scores around the NACC here in a few moments. CUC currently sitting 4 games out of 6th place tonight. So they need some wins, and they need a little bit of help going down the stretch.
Not an impossible task, and it starts tonight, though, with the game where they've come out pretty fiery, but now you see the kind of wall or lull that they get into a little bit sometimes when they don't get too good on offense. So it's important that it was a good timeout by Coach Martin just to reset the Cougars and keep that momentum that they had at the beginning of the game.
And you look at some of the games coming up. You play MSOE is on your schedule yet. Aurora, you have a chance to even that season series with. Great save there by Long. Steinkamp flips. Robinson left hand, too strong. But going back to that, you've already beat Lakeland, so you own that tiebreaker. If you can somehow – Dominican sit at 8-5. That's going to be a big one here in a couple weeks on a Saturday afternoon. A, it's a rivalry. B, that's going to be a key one in making that playoff push.
And especially it's a key advantage, though, later in the year when you have these home games.
Shot up and good, and it's a Marian run that has them back within 10. 9-2 run over the last 5 minutes and 36 seconds. CUC's last field goal came with 9:41 remaining in the quarter as Steinkamp shots off the mark. And that's the problem, and it's a tough task for a young team that you can become complacent here when you all of a sudden, we're up 17 on a team in the first, easy to take your foot off the gas.
It very easily is, and it's not even on the offensive side. It's defensive, too. They were doing a really good job of rotating and being aggressive in that zone that they had, but then once that one entry pass that we got to the middle for the Sabres, they had two options on both blocks to kick to somewhere in the zone to break it, and it's going to take a huge adjustment on the defensive side to eliminate that from the Sabres.
6:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Marian back within 10. Robinson has it, wants to drive. Shot up, and a late whistle will put her at the free throw line as she got knocked on the way up. She kind of gets that little James Harden going where she can carry that on her hip to get to the hoop to protect herself.
And that's an advanced skill that we've seen out of a freshman guard, too, but she also does a really good job in contact. Very strong, and she's able to get those shots up.
Two shots coming here for Charisma Robinson. First free throw is up and good. One more free throw coming for Robinson. On the season, she is a 42.6% free throw shooter, 24 of 55 as the second is off the mark, as Megan Long is going to get called for an over the back as he should hit the floor. Long not happy with that. She was kind of shaking her head on me.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 ball right there, but you get them sometimes. But I love the aggressiveness out of Long.
Marian trying to cut the Cougar lead back to single digits, have the opportunity on the possession. Harris couldn't handle the hot pass from Carly Wilson. CUC trying to get ahead in transition. Robinson cuts off. Now to Wade at the top. Wade trying to collapse. It'll result in an open three for Hastings, and it's good.
And you see there just the move by Wade. It was simple, just one drive into the elbow, and then kicked it out to Hastings, and she was just ready to shoot. That was a great little mini play they had.
That's so hard to defend as playing defense on something like that, as that three's off the mark. Because if you have to stop somebody like Wade, if you don't help, she can get to the hoop easy. Great feet ahead. Crystal Core just can't put the finishing touches on the layup. But you have to collapse. If you do collapse, then you leave Hastings open. It's a double-edged sword. And if you don't collapse, Wade's going to try to take you with the right hand. Coming up on the midway point of quarter number 2 as Robinson tips that one out of bounds. She's been all over the floor tonight for CUC. Whitney Jackson into the lineup for the Sabres alongside Claire Lewandowski.
Robinson third in the NACC in steals per game, and you can see why she's up there. It's just the aggressiveness that she has. Anytime there's a chance at a pass, she's always out there reaching her hand out to try to get it.
CUC in the top 30 nationally in turnovers forced, coming into play tonight. Late shot clock heave, shot no good. Offensive board for Marian, and a foul will result in free throws. Morgan Johnson getting fouled underneath. Foul will be on number 25, Michaela Thornton. It'll be her first personal. 2 free throws coming with 4:54 remaining in the second quarter. Morgan Johnson at the line shooting to a 65% free throw shooter on the season, knocks down the first. Second free throw is up and good. Cougars will bring it up the floor here, leading by 12. To Core in the high post. Wants to drive. Good defense there by Harris. Swung now right side Hastings. Under 15 to shoot to Robinson. Core calling for it in the post. Skip pass across. Good hesitation. Hastings to the rim. And they're going to wave it off before the shot. So they're going to get a hand check foul on number 31, Whitney Jackson. That'll be her second personal foul. 3 team fouls on the Sabres here in the second quarter. Cougars with 20 to inbound underneath. It'll be Robinson. They'll run a double screen for Hastings. Couldn't get the 3 off. Now it'll be inside Core. Another skip pass across. Hastings, now Wade. Kicks as Hastings passes up on the 3 under 10. Wade wants to go baseline. Now to Robinson. She'll step back for 3, too strong. And it will be the Sabres to come away with it. Core had that one at the free throw line and in the paint a little bit. I'd like to see her try to face up as a foul will result in free throws once again here for Morgan Johnson.
And Core has the size advantage over Harris in the paint, and really it's just going to take one quick move, but she's only looking at where she is on the outside because she's looking for that quick pass. All you need to do is just do a reverse pivot, and you'll be able to see the whole lane is open.
2 more free throws coming here for Morgan Johnson. Johnson, the 5'6" senior guard from Racine, Wisconsin. First free throw is up and good. Johnson, for her career, is a 64.9% free throw shooter, as the second is good. Back to a 10-point game. Quickly ahead, Ludwig, inside to the post court, trying to go around Harrison. There it is. Asking you shall receive, Carter.
And there she is. She just used her little peripheral vision, saw nobody was there on the backside for help on the defense. Great move by Core.
McGrath out ahead, transition, layup, Core, good.
That's another thing, too. You see Cougars are flying down the court. You have 2-3 white jerseys every time you get the ball in transition, and that's what makes them so lethal.
Maisie Klein nearly got hit with a pass that was errant at the scorer's table. She'll come in for the first time tonight. She had a nice, quick 5 points coming off the bench in the second quarter against Edgewood on Tuesday.
She had a really good-looking three, too, right off a ball screen, set up top, and she switched it. She's a versatile guard, too.
3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Klein will flip it inside Kohler. Good find, Crystal Core, as her shot's blocked out of bounds by Carly Wilson.
I love how the Cougars have made an adjustment to their offensive scheme. They realized that at the beginning of the quarter they were having some struggles shooting, and now they're starting to figure out the mismatch with Core in the paint, and they're really starting to pound that.
Klein will spot up from three, and it's good.
Maisie Klein coming up big from the three-pointer.
You have a little extra vested interest, your partner for the Cougar football pregame show.
I couldn't be there for when she scored the 5 points, but it's exciting to see her score now.
Marian answers with a three of their own. Claire Lewandowski knocks down the basket. That's her first basket of the night. Klein, another open look for three, this time off back iron. CUC's knocked down 13 shots tonight, 10 assists. That's a test. They've been moving the ball offensively.
And it's something that's just going to keep creating more opportunities for the Cougars.
McGrath will get called for the foul. I thought that was a clean block. You reacted just about the same.
I think what got it there was I think she got the ball, but I also think that she kind of leaned in a little bit too close with the body. And as you could see, kind of going to the ground there was number 20, Morgan Johnson.
Johnson going to the free throw line. She has a perfect 4 for 4, make that 5 for 5 tonight. She now has 7 points to go along with 3 boards. Anna Correa still leads the CUC scoring column. She has 7 first quarter points. That's held up thus far. And that's the first free throw missed for Johnson. 2.5 minutes to go here in our opening half. Klein has it, wants to drive. In the paint, layup with a left hand is good.
Great job there by Klein, seeing the lane is open and taking a really hard cut and going in for the layup.
Klein with 5 points now. Good look for three on the left side is good, out of the hands of Madison Holdeman. That's the second 3 for the Sabres here in the second quarter. They were 1 of 6 in the first quarter. Holdeman now with 5 for Marian. Destiny Dye now swings it. McGrath, I thought she was about to pull from Steph Curry range. Skip pass across. Klein spots up. Off back iron, no good. Ludwig continues, though, with an offensive board. Her putback, no good. It will be an timeout for an injured player. Morgan Johnson got swung around. Her and Maisie Klein tangled feet underneath. So she will be down on the floor. 36-24, CUC leads it with 99 seconds remaining here in our second quarter. Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of Concordia University Chicago Athletics. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park has you covered. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. We'll take a break with the injury on the floor. 1:39 remaining. Actually, she's able to get up and walk off under and power. We'll keep it right here.
That's good though to see Johnson being able to walk off the court. That was kind of a nasty fall we saw.
Head coach Christine Keller in her second season was working the near side official, was pretty upset visually that there wasn't a foul called when she got tangled. It was more incidental contact with Maisie Klein and her that feet just get tangled.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you even see in football too with pass interference. It's just feet get tangled up, and it's just one of those. It's just a natural play, and it happens.
CUC's led by as many as 17 in this half. Marian's gotten it back within 10 a couple times. Pump fake and drive, kick, 15-footer from the left baseline, rattles home out of the hands of Claire Lewandowski.
And you just see there the great rotation there from the top. Lewandowski kicking it out, and then also just getting ready into an area where kind of in that soft zone that the Cougars were in, they weren't covering.
Lewandowski was 0 for her first 5 from the field, has knocked down her last 2. Steinkamp has it, wants to drive, kicks, Ray with a good look for 3, and it's good. Ray with a game-high 10. Final minute of play in the opening half here at Geisman. And that one's thrown out of bounds. It'll be Cougar ball as Tara Hastings and Charisma Robinson come back into the game. They replace Klein and Ludwig. CUC can get a quick 2-for-1 here if they want it. Ray had it, wants to drive, kicks. Hastings from long range, it's no good. Offensive board, Bailey Steinkamp, and the putback's good.
And great job there by Steinkamp, kind of sidestepping the defender, getting around and getting the good board position there.
That's 7 offensive rebounds for CUC. That has resulted in 5 second chance points. CUC has scored 21 points off turnovers, and they have a chance to add to it here. CUC can take the last shot of the half if they want it. Robinson setting the screen for Ray. Has it, kicks. Destiny Dye cues up a left baseline 3. Short, no good. Gets her own rebound, wants to drive in the lane. Shot was blocked away. Hastings at the buzzer is no good. And that will do it for your first half here from Geisman. Carter, your thoughts?
That was a great first half. I think at the beginning and at the end that we've seen from the Cougars, they had a little rough patch in the middle where the Sabres were able to make up some ground, but a really strong start and finish from the Cougars.
Cougars were led by Annika Ray with 10 points in the first half on 3 of 7 shooting with 3 rebounds. Charisma Robinson has 5. Steinkamp with 6. Maisie Klein also with 5. Tara Hastings with 5. CUC shoots 42% in the first half, 16 of 38, 6 of 19 from 3. They out-rebound the Sabres 20-18. For the Sabres, they're led by Paris Harris with 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Johnson has 7 after going 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Lewandowski and Holdeman also with 5 apiece. As the Sabres shoot 8 of 22 from the field and 36.4% from the field. They knocked down 3 threes as well. We'll take a break. Halftime here at Geisman. We'll get you set up for the second half in about 10 minutes. 41-26 your score at the break. Cougar Basketball is brought to you in part by Lutheran Public Radio. Listen to sacred music anytime, anywhere at lutheranpublicradio.org or on the LPR app. Welcome back inside Geisman Gymnasium. Once again, I'm CJ Sullivan alongside my partner Carter Gledhill, along with the rest of this fantastic CSN crew, your producer Shelby Spitz, your camera operators Ryan McGee, Julia Spitelli, and Kelly Cootie. CUC leads this one 41-26 at the half. 10 Annika Ray points in the first half, lead all scorers as CUC really came out firing, Carter, and it was kind of a tale of two halves and the tale of two quarters.
It was. They started the game off on an 11-2 run. They were 5 for 7 from the field. They looked fantastic. Annika Ray had 7 points in that first quarter. But then going into the second quarter, they continued into a kind of a lull. They were 1 of 10 from the field to start off. And it really was a testament to the Sabres team making a really quick adjustment because it kind of shocked the Cougars a little bit. And we saw the Sabres get back into the game a little bit. But towards the end, we had some really big shots. We had the Klein 3 that really kind of changed momentum into that later part of the second quarter. And the Cougars took it from there in the momentum swing.
CUC leading 41-26 at the half. Paris Harris leads the Sabres with 9 points. Johnson with 7. Harris has been good on the boards and getting those second chances for Marian, and CUC's done a good job holding down the leading scorer, Lewandowski.
And they've been doing a really good job on the defensive side, and all it starts off with is right when they cross half court, you have 2 Cougars that are swamping you right on the ball. And then you get one pass, and if it's not a good pass, you got Steinkamp that's going to pick it off, Hastings that's going to come pick it off. They're flying around the court tonight, these Cougars, and it's really exciting to see them.
Picking up some scores around the NACC so far tonight. Concordia, Wisconsin, leading Wisconsin Lutheran 30-27 at the half. Aurora trailing Dominican 46-34. That game played at Aurora. They're just about to get underway with the third quarter. And Edgewood leads Lakeland 42-30. Alverno and Benedictine underway. That game up in Milwaukee. Benedictine leads 38-14. That game already underway in the third quarter. And over in Rockford, the Regents taking on the Raiders of MSOE, who CUC will see on Saturday. And it's the Raiders 31, the Regents 17. Marian in the blue uniforms going right to left across your screen. CUC in the home whites going left to right. I'm CJ Sumner with my partner Carter Gledhill. Thanks for watching us with NACC on a Thursday night. Third game in a row. We'll have 2 more on Saturday afternoon to bring you here from Geisman. Marian will kick. It's an 18-footer that's short and off the mark for Brianna Horton. Second chance, no good, and it's Tara Hastings that'll come away with it.
Hastings only 5 points in the game so far, so look for the Cougars to try to get her going again.
He'll be kicked. Robinson goes around a defender baseline, left hand, no good. Robinson, as she kind of develops, and not saying we got a lot of basketball left to be played, but when she can focus on certain things in the offseason, she puts in the work in. She has really special talent that can change the game.
And it's everything that we've seen from her is fantastic. You don't see guards like her get the rebounds she has, let alone the quickness of the steals. So she's definitely going to have a lot of room to improve on, and the sky's the limit for her.
Cougars score coming out there. Michaela Thornton with her first basket of the night. Shot up and good as the Sabres get a 3 of their own. 3 up and good for Annika Ray getting involved once again. 13 points for her. Loose ball on the far side near side, and we'll get a 30-second timeout called by Coach Christine Keller. It's a 30-second timeout, 8:22 remaining in the third quarter. Whether it's close or far, Chicago Motor Coach has your group transportation needs covered. Chicago Motor Coach is proud to be the official transportation provider of CUC Athletics. How about Annika Ray, 13 points on the night?
She's nearing her season high of 14 points she had against Dominican in the middle of the season. So that's exciting to see from her. But you just see the quality of shots that she's getting. The threes, they're right there. You saw a step-up 3, uncontested right there. So a lot of really good shots all around for the Cougars.
4th time this season that Ray has reached double figures. She's 3 of 5 shooting from downtown. It'll be Marian Ball coming out of the timeout with 22 seconds on the shot clock, 8:22 remaining in the third quarter. All 5 starters have scored for CUC. In total, CUC has had 10 different people record a point. CUC also on 18 baskets has 13 assists. They've forced 14 Marian turnovers. Drive inside, tough shot, no good, out of the hands of Brianna Horton. Quickly ahead, Hastings. Feeds Thornton in transition. Her layup too strong with the left hand. CUC's lead at 18 now, the largest of the day. Marian has never led tonight. CUC getting the opening basket from Anna Correa and has led ever since. And it'll be more free throws coming here for Johnson, as that foul is going to be called against Michaela Thornton. Johnson 5 of 6 from the free throw line so far tonight for the Sabres. Johnson, a 65% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. .737 remaining in the third quarter. One more free throw coming here for Johnson. And it's good. Thornton quickly ahead. Hands off Robinson. Gets a screen from Ray. Tough shot with the left hand. No good. Robinson now 2 of 6 from the field. Pull up 3. Blocked by Ray. CUC looking to push, and they're going to get a foul on the pass as Steinkamp trying to feed Thornton. Foul will go against number 1, Carly Wilson.
Carly Wilson, her second, first team foul of the quarter. Again, for the Sabres is number 34, Harris.
Paris Harris will return to the lineup for the Sabres. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining here in our third quarter. Handoff is to Hastings, now to Steinkamp. Wants to go baseline, gets cut off. Hastings had a chance for 3, but thought better. Good job collapsing there by Horton. Now Steinkamp with the crossover to Thornton. Now 10 to shoot. Thornton to the rim. With the right hand, it's good.
And she hasn't been scoring a lot tonight, but you could see there Thornton of how big of a post player and factor she is for these Cougars.
Flip inside, Harris. Good find there by Horton. 2 points for the Sabres. Thornton quickly ahead, hands off, and a foul will put Hastings at the line to shoot 2. Foul there was on Horton, her first. 2 free throws coming here for Tara Hastings. Hastings at the line for the first time tonight. First of 2, rims in and out, no good. Hastings on the season, a 80% free throw shooter, so a rare miss for her. Second is good. 17-point Cougar advantage, 6:23 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Feed inside, good skip pass across. 3 with a good look off the left-hand side is no good. Second chance, and guess who's going back to the free throw line? It's Morgan Johnson. First is up and good. One more free throw coming here. Johnson 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Make that 9 of 10. .49-34 your score here at Geisman. Wade on the floor for CUC along with Kayla Kohler. We'll see how much that Coach Martin opens up her bench. She used a lot of different bodies in that first half. Crossover, 3, Steinkamp, good.
And we talked about how good she is off the dribble, but she has a lot of sneaky moves on there, and you can just see the nice step back crossover there from Steinkamp.
And that one's thrown out of bounds. It'll be Cougar ball. Coming back in for the Sabres will be Cheyenne Glorfield. Core back in on the CUC side. Cougar lead nearing 20. To Kohler at the top, now Hastings left side. Feeding inside Core in the post. Core trying to make a move with the left hand, no good. Good job there by Harris staying straight up. Shot inside, rims off, no good. Offensive board, Harris, turnaround, no good. Got tipped back out to her, and the Sabres will reset. And they're going to get a foul called. Hand check on Tara Hastings. It's the second personal on Hastings as we see Megan Long come back into the game, replacing Bailey Steinkamp. It's a season high in free throws for Morgan Johnson. Most times she has been to a free throw line was 8 back on January 4th when the Sabres took on Benedictine. Shot off the mark, and it's Jaylene Wade corralling the rebound. Long pass ahead off the hands of Long and out of bounds. CUC giving it back. Something that CUC, yes, they've forced a lot of turnovers. They turn it over on the season 18.1 times per game in their own right. Just the 5th turnover this game.
And credit to them taking care of the ball. They're really just being smart with their shot selection as well as their rotations on the offensive side. We've seen a lot of times throughout the season them getting really sloppy with their ball reversals, but tonight it's been really crisp.
Harris with the basket. She now has 13 points, matching Ray for a game high. .405 remaining in the third. Inside Hastings. Feeds Kohler, and she got fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul there is on Harris, her first personal. 2 free throws going for the senior, Kayla Kohler. Kohler going to the line tonight for CUC. And she'll knock down the first. Kohler, a 25% free throw shooter in her career here at CUC. Has not attempted a free throw this season. Sarah Ludwig into the game for CUC, replacing Kohler. And they're going to get an off-ball foul called. And that'll be on Megan Long. I didn't see it. I was looking at the ball underneath.
It kind of looked like she gave a little bit too much of a shove there, trying to get through a screen.
Megan Long will get replaced by Destiny Dye. 3:52 remaining here in the third. Inbound will be to Harris. Harris feeling it, and she'll knock down a 3.
You see that, just a quick little inbound pass to Harris over the top, and just a quick shot there. Nothing much Dye could do there.
Inside, underhand feed, and we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Martin. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one, too. 3:37 remaining here in the third quarter. Cougars leading this one 54-39. Back inside Geisman Gymnasium, once again coming out of the timeout. I'm CJ Sumner with my partner Carter Gledhill. Looking for a place to relax following a big Cougar win? Doc Ryan's on Madison Street has all your post-game needs covered. 3:37 remaining in this third quarter. It'll be Cougar ball to inbound. It'll be to Wade off the inbound pass from McGrath, and she knocks it down.
And something she's been so good at throughout the season is just a quick shot, and you can see there just a nice pull up in the corner.
That's the 14th Cougar assist on the night. Second three for Wade. The Cougar lead back out to 18. Matches their largest of the day. Feed inside Harris off her hands, and last off of Harris's hands and out of bounds. Cougar ball.
So something that you could see out of that timeout Coach Martin called is that you had Sarah Ludwig covering more Paris Harris right there, trying to eliminate herself from the game. So you see Sarah Ludwig, the versatile guard, that's something that she's really good at too, is face guarding.
Harris with a game-high 16 points on 6 of 9 shooting to go along with 4 boards. Inside, tough shot. Core good from about 8 feet. Crystal Core having her best game of the season now with 6 points. Ludwig face guarding Harris, nearly came away with the steal there. Now Harris tried to flip to someone underneath, and tripping and falling was Holdeman. Now Dye, shot blocked away as she tried to go up for the layup. The Cougar crowd wanted a double dribble. I'm not quite sure what happened.
The referee gave the official the juggle, so it looked like it was just her not having control of the ball.
It'll stay Marian ball here. Paris Harris came in averaging 6.7 points per game here for the Sabres this season. And they're getting an off-ball offensive foul. And turnover will give it back to CUC.
Foul on number 33, Cheyenne Warfield. Her first, fourth.
It's the third time this season Harris has scored in double figures. She's matching a season high with 16. Her career high came last season when she had 28 points against El Verno. Cougars turn it over there. And this is kind of that late, if you mimic the first half a little bit, Carter, where CUC got into a lull late in the first quarter and the first half of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a little struggle here as of late for the Cougars, but, I mean, they're still getting good quality looks at time on the offensive side. It's just not as explosive as the first.
Robinson with a head of steam, and she'll lay it up and in.
Coast to coast there from Robinson. Great court vision, seeing that the paint was open and going in.
7 points for Robinson to go along with 4 boards. CUC opening this one up, leading 61-39 late in the third. Harris has it, pulls up from 18 feet. Her jumper's off the mark. Robinson brings down the rebound. Quickly ahead to Ludwig. Core wants it. She's wide open inside, and she'll lay it up and in. And a timeout taken by the Sabres with just under a minute to go here in the third quarter. It's a full timeout. We'll take one too. 63-39, Cougars lead it here at Geisman. Back inside Geisman Gymnasium once again. I'm CJ Sunner with my partner Carter Gledhill. Carter, it's been a very good outing thus far for CUC, and there's a couple numbers that really stand out.
Well, the first thing that we looked at is the turnover margin right now that we're seeing. We're seeing the Cougars plus 12, and it's fantastic what they're doing because it's been a team that struggled really throughout the season with ball control issues. And on the flip side of that, you see Marian with 18 and the Cougars capitalizing huge with 25 points off a turnover. So turning their mistakes into points for them is something that's see in this game.
Cougars lead by 24 at the moment. Nearly come away with another turnover there. CUC also has done a good job limiting Marian's points in the paint after Edgewood had 64 on Tuesday night as that shot comes up short. Offensive board will continue the possession, though, as that one's swatted away by Jaylene Wade. Second chance, though, is put up and in by Whitney Jackson. Shot clock turned off here for our third quarter of play. CUC looks like they'll take the last shot of the quarter. See how they decide to set this up. Screen set, Wade looking to drive right side with a right hand. Layup too strong, fight for the loose ball. Rebound, it'll be Marian ball, and they'll let the quarter run out. Cougars outscore Marian 22-15 in our third quarter. They lead this one 63-41 after 30 minutes to play. 10 minutes to go here at Geisman. We'll take a quick break. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Chick-fil-A Melrose Park has you covered. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Chick-fil-A is proud to be a sponsor of Concordia University Chicago Athletics.
In the ball now for the Cougars, getting Jaylene Wade. Starting off the quarter, Cougars coming off a hot third quarter, shooting 57% from the field, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Annika Ray with a high of 13 points, and Robinson shots off the mark. Paris Harris with the rebound. Kick in, another deflection by the Cougars, brought off by Robinson in transition. Kick out to McGrath. Back over to McGrath from Ray, and shots off. Rebound by Ray on the offensive boards. Floater, and sinks it in. With that, Annika Ray has a new career high of 15 points. 65-41 Cougars, 9:12 remaining in the fourth. Cougars been putting on a defensive showcase today, forcing the Sabres 19 turnovers, make that 20 there. And checking in now is the freshman Tara Hastings. McGrath inbounds the ball and gets it back from Hastings. Steinkamp back up to the top. Hastings sweeps it through, fouled, on down. Foul's going to be on the ground and inbounded on the baseline. Foul is on Brianna Horton. That's her second of the game. Cougars take the inbound on the left side of the basket. Grath inbounds it to Hastings in the corner and swings it back up to Steinkamp at the top. Puts on a dribble, cross up, and gets fouled and is going to line for two. Great sweep there by Steinkamp, seeing the open lane and going in for the free throws.
Did you miss me?
Yeah, I did. But it's all right.
Bailey Steinkamp going to the line here, 8:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. 41 points for Marian, 65 for the Cougars. First of 2 free throws is up and good. Bailey Steinkamp on the night for CUC, now in double figures with 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting.
You did miss Annika Ray's career high now with 15.
She's done well, 3 of 5 shooting from 3, 5 of 9 total on the night to go on with 4 boards.
Yeah, she's been doing everything tonight. And I think also something that doesn't show up in the stat book is the pressure she's been putting on the ball whenever they've been in the trap.
8:40 remaining in this one. 26-point lead. Shot inside, up no good. Steinkamp will come away with the rebound, and then they're going to get it for the travel. Wraith is 3 rebounds shy of matching her career high with 7 rebounds. As that one's deflected out of bounds, it'll stay with the Sabres. Is camera operator Ryan McGee getting in on the action down there. Get everybody involved.
Yeah, everybody touches the ball.
Robinson comes away with an impressive steal. Feeds it ahead. Steinkamp backs it off. Ray has it, hesitates. Wants to drive through the lane, and she got fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Substitution on the Eagles, Sabres side. It's Glorfield back into the game. 2 free throws coming here for Annika Ray. She is 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far tonight. First of 2 is up and good. Ray, for a career, a 64% free throw shooter, shooting nearly 80% this season. One of the rare people that you see that usually doesn't, and she's not going to do it here, she doesn't take a dribble with her free throw routine.
Hey, everybody's got their own thing. I mean, I dribbled it off my foot one time at the free throw line, but, I mean, if it works, it works.
There's a reason why you're up here in the booth and not on the men's basketball team.
Yes, there's a very good reason.
Cougar lead up to 28. CUC still continuing to play tight defense across the board. Skipped across. Drive with a left hand. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's saved and bound, but it ends up in the hands of Tara Hastings. Kayla Kohler waiting at the scorer's table to come back into this ball game. Screen set Hastings. Now to Ray. Kick, open look. Hastings from the top of the key. 3 rims in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's Charisma Robinson there for it. Kicks, and Shaftsma gets called for the travel. .7:32 remaining in the fourth here at Geisman. Kayla Kohler came back in for Annika Ray. See if we'll see Ray again tonight. She has a game-high 17 points, which is a new career high for her, as Hastings comes from behind and knocks that one out of bounds. Substitution coming in on the Marian side during the dead ball. It will be number 23, Amanda Verheyen. The 5'7" sophomore from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. 19 to shoot here for the Sabres. Stick around for the postgame. We'll have head coach Lauren Martin up here to talk about today's win and preview a little bit of the game upcoming on Saturday against the Raiders. 10 to shoot. CUC's led from the opening minutes of the game when Annika Ray knocked down the first basket. Last second heave at the buzzer is off the mark, and it's going to be a shot clock violation in CUC ball. We'll see number 34, Michaela Tilton, the 5'6" sophomore guard from Laverne, California, return to the CUC lineup. Under 7 to go, CUC with a healthy lead. Steinkamp to Tilton. Low run Steinkamp off a screen. Wants to drive. Hook shot with a right hand. Came up well short. Now 20 to shoot. Pulling from a different area code is number 23, Verhan, but it's out of bounds off the Cougars, and it'll be Marian ball. Into the game for CUC will be Jaylene Wade, the freshman guard, replacing Steinkamp. It's been a tough stretch for CUC when you come about having fresh legs and being ready for games.
And, you know, it's good to get everybody going in, though, today because you never know when someone's going to have to step up in the next game.
Shot knocked away by Kohler. CUC ahead in transition. Hastings showing off that speed, and she'll lay it up and in. Cougar lead up to 30. It's the largest lead of the day. Drive inside, pull-up jumper from 10 feet, no good. Offensive board, second chance, no good. Still loose ball, and Marian will kick it out to reset. And they're going to get a traveling call on Glorfield. Crystal Core will return to the CUC lineup. 5:49 remaining in the fourth. Core having a good game for CUC, matching a season high with 8 points. Hard to believe she doesn't have a rebound.
That's insane, speaking that she's in the 600 career rebound club now.
Wade dribbling off, directing the traffic. Kohler has it swung to Hastings. Inside post court. Trying to go to work against Harris. Her pass thrown and deflected out of bounds. It'll stay CUC ball with 11 to shoot. .530 remaining here at Geisman. Cougars trying to pick up their 6th win of the season. Don't forget to stick around. We'll have head coach Lauren Martin following the game. Talk to her about everything she saw from tonight's contest. Good look. Tilton came up short. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here at Geisman. Core deflects it away as they wanted to entry pass to Harris and out of bounds. Destiny Dye returns to the CUC lineup, replacing Kohler. Also see Maddie McGrath return to the CUC lineup as well. Harris wants to feed underneath, kicking out Tyson. And count it with a foul. Going to the line to shoot the M1 free throw will be Verhan. Fouls on Dye, her first. 5 minutes to go. Even on the game clock. And one free throw is up and good. 71-44. Wade will dribble off on the right side. Skip past Tilton. Thought about a three, but then thought better. Now back to Wade. Now with 10. McGrath wants to go baseline right side. Finds Core, layup good.
And that's just great court awareness there by Core, seeing that her teammate's in trouble and crashing down, but great job by McGrath too, not forcing a contested layup.
Core now with 10, her first double-digit point performance of the season. 73-44, Cougars lead it. Kick back out, under 10 to shoot. Skip pass across, Verhan. Sabres got to get a shot off, and it's blocked away by McGrath, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Coming into the game for CUC will be Megan Long, Maisie Klein, and Sarah Ludwig. 3:59 remaining in the ball game here. Lowest scoring output for CUC so far. CUC's gone 21-20-22 through the first three quarters. They've held Marian to just 3 points here as Klein hoists up a three that's off the mark. Megan Long, though, with the offensive board. Dive finds Klein. Tough shot blocked away. Ludwig almost had it. Marian in transition. Harris with the easy layup. Harris has been one of the bright spots here for the Sabres tonight.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of work there and cover on both the offense and defensive side for the Sabres.
Destiny Dye's three is off the mark, no good. Good hustle by Megan Long to rip that one away. Screen set for Klein, now to Dye. As it wants to drive, now to Klein. She'll step into a three, and it's off the mark. Ludwig with the offensive board, and she got fouled. She'll shoot two. Two free throws coming for Sarah Ludwig. Fouls on Verheyen, her first. Two free throws coming for Sarah Ludwig. Ludwig on the season is 7 of 11 from the free throw line. For her career, she is 30 of 45, 66.7%. Free throws up and good. One more coming here for Ludwig. 10 different Cougars have scored tonight, including the two there from Ludwig. Ludwig, not a lot of points with just a two, but 4 rebounds and 4 assists and a steal.
She's been really good on the defensive side, and you mentioned it in the stats she has. We've seen her, Coach Martin put her on the face guard of Paris Harris and shut her down for a good amount of the game when she was on her.
Inside, knocked away by Long. It will stay with the Sabres and 16 to shoot. Coming into the game for CUC will be number 24, Kayla Jackson, making her 5th appearance of the season. So now everybody that is dressed has played for CUC in the game tonight. Long comes away with the rebound. Might have gotten away with a little bit of an elbow. Marian bench sure thought so. Drive inside McGrath, kicks. Jackson wanted to shoot, and they're going to get her for the travel. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes here inside Geisman. CUC trying to put the finishing touches on their 6th win of the season. Jackson applying a good pressure, but they're going to get her for a hand check foul. Her first personal. Tilton comes back in replacing McGrath. CUC will be back in action on Saturday against MSUE. We'll have doubleheader action here. First the men at 2 o'clock and then the women at 4:15. As the 2019-2020 basketball season is starting to wind down and hit the home stretch. Shot well off the mark in the hands of Megan Long. Long now with 5 rebounds. Finds Jackson, but she couldn't handle the hot pass. And out of bounds. It'll be Sabre ball.
You see the bench there really wanting Jackson to score. She hasn't scored yet this year, so you see she's getting the support from her teammates because they want to see her score.
Shaftsma into the game replacing Klein. Updating a few scores around the NACC. It's a close one in Mequon. 60-59. The Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors lead with 44 seconds to go. Over in Aurora, Dominican leads by 12. Shot no good. Second chance, up and good out of the hands of Jenna Main. Edgewood leads Lakeland by 20. Benedictine leading, and so is MSOE. As shot no good will result in free throws for Megan Long.
Great pass there by Tilton. You see just a little one-handed slam in there. And then Long with the nice strong drive.
2 free throws coming here for Megan Long. 1:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter at Geisman. Long at the line to shoot 2. She is 25 of 45 going into that shot. First one is good. Second long free throw is good as well. 11 different Cougars have scored now. And when you look at it, Carter, 27 field goals, 18 assists.
Awesome job there, just sharing the wealth.
And they're going to get Tilton for a foul. Free throws coming here for the Sabres. It'll be Whitney Jackson going to the line. First of two is up and good. Jackson this season, 11 of 16 from the free throw line. One more to come here. Second free throw is good. Don't forget to stick around. We'll have head coach Lauren Martin following the game as a foul is called there on number 2, Tierra Smith. And it's a double bonus situation. Megan Long will go back to the line to shoot 2. Long back to the line. She went 2 for 2 on her last trip down. First of two is just a bit short. She said it before she even released it.
At least she's having fun about it. That's the good thing.
You got to wear it sometimes. I mean, you've been a part of baseball a long time. I have as well. I've thrown a few to the backstop in my time, as that one's in and out, no good. Dye goes up, and her shot was partially blocked. Marian looking to run, under a minute to go. Shot off the backboard, too strong, second chance, no good, but a foul put Whitney Jackson back to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. I mean, we haven't seen you as a CUC catcher, being a freshman and all.
We haven't yet.
So you haven't gotten to have anything to own up to at the college level.
No.
Though when I get to call games out in Florida, I expect at least something.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I gotta get some playing time first, so we'll see about that.
Second free throw is up and good. I'll never forget when I was at CUC playing. We had a pitcher, Ryan Thorson was a senior when I was here. He had a pitch that he lost about halfway up through his motion, threw it over the backstop in warm-ups. The umpire actually gave him a warning. Shot up, no good for Jackson. Gets her own rebound. Second chance, no good. Now Dye, and she got fouled on the way up, and Destiny Dye will go to the line to shoot. So, as you can say, airballed free throw, airmailed warm-up pitch.
Just a bit outside.
It happens to everybody. Love a good Harry Doyle reference.
It happens.
Destiny Dye go to the line to shoot 2. First 3 free throws off the mark. Dye now 2 of 5 from the free throw line this season. Second free throw is up and good. Best part for you is you get baseball practice after this one.
Oh, yes, I do.
The glories of being a spring sport athlete. About a second difference between shot clock and game clock here. And Megan Long comes away with the steal. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Sabres. Shot clock turned off. And our friendly friends in the black and white stripes are going to have a conversation. Megan Long had possession of that. That should be a reset, so. Shot clock turned off, 18 seconds even on the game clock here at Geisman. Referee Rachel Stackhouse wants to have a word with Whitney Jackson. Inbound to Jackson. As that one goes out of bounds, and the Cougars just need to bring it across the timeline to secure this one. It was a complete performance, Carter, from the jump. CUC never trailed. They led for all except about 15 seconds of this game. about as complete a performance as they put together this season?
It was all around a fantastic game for both of them. And if you think about it on both sides of the ball, Cougars were able to control the glass, and that's something that they've struggled with a lot. They had great control in the paint. They had 34ths in the paint, and now on the defensive side, they were just creating turnovers all over the place. Marian having 26 turnovers on the game.
CUC getting a career-high 17 points from Anna Correa, 11 points from Bailey Steinkamp, 10 points a season high from Crystal Core. CUC shoots 40% from the floor, 27 of 67 from the floor. They knock down 9 threes and go 15 of 20 from the free throw line. And out, they actually end up tying in the rebounding category. For the Sabres, Paris Harris with a season-high 18 points on 7 of 12 shooting. She was big inside for the Sabres. CUC came out on the opening jump, outscored Marian 21-7 in the opening quarter, and then continued on from there. CUC will be back in action on Saturday when they take on MSOE. That's scheduled for a 4:15 tip. Coach Lauren Martin on her way up here in just a few moments. Final thoughts on the game tonight?
It was a great all-around game. It was exciting to see Anna Correa finish with 17 points. And the all-around shooting, seeing them control the paint, it was a great overall game from the Cougars.
Coach Lauren Martin making her way up here. We'll have her on camera in just a few moments. CUC picking up their 6th win of the season now, 6-13 overall, 2-5 here at home. They move to 5-9 in conference play. For the Sabres, with the loss, as I get my papers all mixed around, with the loss, Marian now 3-15 overall. They are now 0-10 on the road, 3-11 in NACC play. So you give us just a few more seconds. Let Coach Martin make her way up here. Getting a happy Coach Martin here tonight. So glad she's taking the time out to join us up here. First time I've gotten to talk to her this season, so I'm excited to have a chance to talk to her after her team picks up a 78-51 win. Coach, about as complete as performance as you could ask for.
Yeah, I think it was a great quality team win from everybody. Everybody got to play, everybody contributed, and everybody did a lot of good stuff out there.
How about your senior Anna Correa, a career-high 17 points on 5 of 9 shooting?
Oh, I'm so happy for her. She was struggling with her shot a little bit earlier in the week, and she's been in the gym. She puts in the work. She's always been in the gym, so I'm a firm believer in hard work always paying off, and she earned that. So.
You guys knocked down 27 shots tonight, have 18 assists. What's that say about the ball movement?
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. That's a great number, 27, and sharing that ball makes the game a lot more fun.
We saw that little lull in the first half. You talk about the second half of the first quarter, the first half of the second quarter. What was your kind of message to your team, a young team where you jumped out on a team 21-7 off the jump? You guys are in control. How do you keep them kind of into the game and motivated to keep putting their foot on the gas?
Well, we talk a lot just about defense leading to offense. And one of the things I think we've shown this year, for the most part, is when we do go on those lows, we're able to sustain. But we got to find ways to make those, obsolete. So we said at halftime, they came out, they scored a lot, then they had this 5-minute drought where they scored 2 points. We can't do that anymore, and they didn't do it for most of the rest of the game, I believe.
What do you think about this matchup on Saturday? I know you haven't had a lot of chance to look at it, but not a lot of games left in this 2019-2020 season, still alive in the playoff race.
Yes.
What do you know about the Raiders, and how would you use this game to kind of motivate this team knowing they're still well alive in the playoff race?
Well, it's nice to play at home, and last year we played them on the road, lost a tough one out there, and a lot of the returners still are remembering that. It was kind of a significant loss for us. But this year, just having this momentum going into MSOE on Saturday, they're always a tough, grinded-out type of team. But, we got to control we. That's been our motto since 2020 came upon us, and take care of business, control our attitudes, control our effort, and come out and play as hard as we can. And usually good things happen.
Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. Look forward to talking to you again on Saturday post-game after that one, after another big win, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully, yes.
Cougars,
for sure.
Cougars 78-51 winners here at Geisman tonight. With the win, they improve with to a 6-13 overall record. They will be back here on Saturday afternoon when they welcome the Raiders of MSOE to Geisman. For my fantastic crew, your producers Shelby Spitz, your camera operators Ryan McGee, Julius Patelli, and Kelly Goody, I'm CJ Sellner, and for my partner Carter Gledhill. Final for the final time tonight, 78-51. Cougars winners here over Marian.